You know, until masks came along, this used to be a really controversial subject, weed killing, because it doesn't seem to make anyone happy. If you're a 100% organic gardener, you don't want anything. You want to only use certain controls. Some lawn care companies, they use, dry product all over the lawn, and sometimes they're not happy. Oh well. So here it is. So we're going to do it anyways. So here is different ways to kill the weeds. Now this particular lawn would be maybe a candidate for weed killer over 100% because it is loaded. We have clover right here. There's some ground ivy over here that's kind of hard to kill. This one right here, this is a winter annual. This is called henbet. And henbet, you can tell it has, we can't tell here, but it's got a square stem to it. This is a winter annual that germinates in September. So this and chickweed, if you put a little crabgrass control down about mid-August, that would control that for the next year. So there are some winter annuals. So how do you do this? So of course you always see the weed and feeds around. This is Scott's Turf Builder plus weed control. So a great product. I think it's a little hard to use because it has to go on a wet lawn. Because, not for the fertilizer is fine. It gets watered in. But the weed killer needs to stick to the weeds. So you either need to do it in the morning, a dewy morning, or you need to sprinkle before. My problem with this always is, if your lawn is 10% weeds, why are you putting weed killer over 100% of your lawn? So to me, for the reasons that I think it's a little harder to use as far as sticking, and I think you're using too much weed killer, not a big fan there. So, but on the flip side, this is, now this says for vegetables, but it's the same product you can use for lawn. It's an organic lawn weed killer. It's corn gluten. Corn gluten will control your weeds 5-10 years. It's just not very good. So if you want to do organic or natural or a combination, let your lawn grow. Let it grow to about 3 inches, which is good for your turf anyways, but that helps kind of shade out the weeds, and the grass will get thicker and thicker, and that's really your best thing, is having a nice thick turf. That'll keep the weeds out. So what I prefer to do is, I like to spot treat. So in a normal lawn where you just have weeds here or there, I just walk around and you get down and you zap that weed. I should have opened that before I started that. It would have been more impressive. Here, let's do it again. Just like that. So you go around, because most of us don't have, and we just got a few weeds. So using less is what I like to do, less weed killer. So if you have hard to kill weeds, ground ivy, violets, clover, I like this product. This is called Speed Zone. There's another one called Weed Free Zone from Fertilome. It's expensive, but it really does the job, because this one right here, Weed Be Gone, this is chickweed and clover killer. If a weed gets their own weed killer, something special. Now, I did a little test on these two on clover, half the lawn with this, half the lawn with that. This worked a lot faster. This eventually did the job, but was just a lot slower. So different ways to control weeds in your lawn. Remember, let the grass grow. Don't fight with your neighbors. It's just weeds.